Hello everybody, Dan here with The Wealth Instinct. I wanted to share with you my latest blog post, Will Your Online Business Succeed? What can you do to improve your odds? But first, I'd like to ask you a favor if you could subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so you get notifications. I share a lot of content about business, about mindset and personal development. So, do you have big dreams? Are you ready to take action? I coach a lot of people in business. And there's a lot of factors we look at to see if people will be successful and how we can figure that out, right? And what we can do to make sure people are successful. And it all starts with having a big dream. And often that's like the opportunity, but also presents the fear, right? Because you have this big dream and you have this vision of yourself doing something great or being great, and then like this fear comes in, this imposter syndrome, and this fear of like, well, am I really good enough? Do I really deserve this? And so a lot of it comes down to mindset. And so we're going to dive into those things a little bit. So one of the most basic and fundamental things is, do you have a powerful why? And often when people have a goal, like they want to get fit, they want to lose weight, they want to make money or start a business, they focus on how are they going to do it. Right? And that's a very practical approach, and it's very natural for us to do that. But think about someone who says, well, I want to lose 30 pounds. How am I going to do it? And then they try Weight Watchers, and then they try that for a while, and they don't see the results they want, and they give up. And then they try joining CrossFit, and then they hurt their knee. And then they try, well, if I just train for marathons, and if I do enough marathons, I'll have to lose weight, right? And they just keep trying different things, and then little things get in their way, and they say, they try 5 things and they say, well, I tried everything and nothing works. And it's because they're focusing on the how. And it's something we naturally do, right? But you've got to focus on your why. And your why is really where your drive comes from. And when you have a powerful drive, then the how doesn't matter. You'll do 100 different ways, 100 different hows to get your result if your why is powerful enough. And that's really the critical thing. And you've got to dig deep to figure out your why. People say, well, I want to make money. Why do you want to make money? So I can do whatever I want. Well, why do you want to do whatever you want? Well, because I want to have freedom. Well, why is freedom important to you? And you've got to keep digging into these reasons of what you want to figure out like that deep emotional, like that powerful reason. Like, what is it? And when you figure that out, that's when you start to get connected to a really powerful drive, and that's when you get to a point where you are going to push through and not give up. The next thing is you want to follow a proven business model. Obviously, there's people that we learn about and read about and admire who are pioneers in their industry and do something never been done before, and you might be one of those people. I don't know, but it's not that as common, right? Most people who become successful are doing it by following a proven business model and implementing it successfully. And so it's a good place to start, to learn from others, learn from what other people are doing, and do something that has been shown to work. How are you showing up? So a lot of times we sabotage ourselves because of different reasons, fear and maybe we want to prove to ourselves that it won't work, and so we just start out with that failure mindset. Like, well, at least I tried, so I could say I did it, but I knew it wasn't going to work, right? And so you've got to show up a little bit like a kid, and show up with big dreams and willing to take action and willing to fail. You've got to really embrace that so that you can keep making the mistakes you need to make in order to be successful. Are you giving to others? So to me, really all business represents a value exchange. Every business is a service. Even if you're selling a product, you're providing a service to someone. You're providing some sort of benefit other than just the product. Maybe you're giving them a feeling they want to have. Maybe you're meeting some need for them. And when you do it in a way where you're providing more value than what they paid, then you're serving your customer in a valuable way. And when you're able to do it in a way where your cost is lower than what you charge, but you're still providing a good value to them, then you've created a good value exchange. It's a win-win. And then you just need to do it enough to make it profitable. And online business, especially with information products, is an easier way to do this because of just the way the cost structure is set up, right? With products, you're always going to have shipping. You're always going to have you're always going to have factors that play into the manufacturing process, and not to get too into things, but tooling expenses depending on the quantity you're making and things like that. With information products, you just have the initial cost, which is primarily time, and then the delivery is basically free, right? So you're creating a value exchange with your client where they're getting a product that's valuable to them at a cost that they feel is a good price, and then you're providing it in a way where your cost to provide it is lower than the cost you sell it for. So it's a win-win on both sides, and that's how you give to others and also bring wealth back to yourself. That's how because every business is providing a service or a value, and when you serve enough people at a high level and do it in a way that creates a profit, that's how you create a successful business, by giving to others, but doing it in a way that brings value back to you. Have you created the space to succeed? So this is kind of a big one, right? Like when you create a vision for yourself of what you want, we often feel like, okay, well, that's bigger than I am. Can I really do that? And what you have to realize is that vision is bigger than you are right now, but you have the potential to grow into it, right? You have to grow into your vision of yourself. So give yourself that mental space to grow. Realize that you have a opportunity to grow and become more than you are, and it's going to take that growth in order to create that vision that you have. And also realize that you need some emotional bandwidth, some emotional space, because it's exhilarating and terrifying to start a business. And if you let those emotions control you too much or shut down your resourcefulness, then it makes it harder for you to make the decisions and take the actions you need to take. You've got to realize that there's going to be a range of emotions you're going to feel, and you've got to give yourself that space to take on those emotions and keep moving forward. And to me, it really comes down to just having faith in yourself, having faith in this vision you have for yourself and your life, and that you can achieve it. And then you need the physical space, right? You need a space that's free of distraction, and you need to create space from people who might emotionally sabotage you, people that they might have the best intentions, but they might be more afraid of you failing, and so they want to protect you, but they sabotage you, right? Ultimately they want what's best for you, but their fears are too great, and that's what holds them back, and their fears get placed on you. So sometimes you have to create some physical space from people to protect yourself. And I've definitely had that in my life. Are you consistent? So this is one of the most important things, right? In anything. Like if you're trying to get fit, you don't need to do, a 7-hour workout on the weekend and then not do anything all week, right? You need to work out a little bit every day. Same if you're trying to learn a musical instrument. You've got to just play a little bit every day. If you're trying to learn a language, if you're trying to start a business, you got to do a little bit every day. And just being consistent. Consistently taking action is what's going to get the results. And the corollary, I think, to that is just don't stop. Like, you've got to keep going. The main reason that people fail in online business is they give up. The biggest constraint on the growth of your business is your mindset. And when people get excited, they start a new business, and then it takes longer than they thought, or it takes more work than they thought, or they just get distracted. Often they get distracted, or shiny object syndrome. They see something else that they think, oh, maybe this will work better. Maybe I should try that instead. If you're following a proven method and you're taking action, you're going to get results. You just have to keep going, keep improving, keep taking action, and just don't quit. Right? That's the only way to really fail, is to quit. mistakes are what build success, and realizing that, because if you can do all the planning you want, you can do all the research you want, but you're not going to start making progress until you start taking action. And once you start taking action, you're going to start making mistakes. And the mistakes are really just the feedback. Mistakes, you're not trying to make mistakes, but they're, sometimes we call them failures, but it's just a temporary setback. It's just the feedback you need to adjust your approach so that you can do it right the next time, or do it differently the next time, and then eventually get the result. So don't give up. And one of the best things I think you could do is to find a good training program. There's a lot of good training out there, and the cool thing about a lot of these programs, and this one I recommend here, is that there's this built-in support group, because you've got these Facebook groups, you've got these other people who are up to big things. They're out there trying to create businesses, they're trying to have an impact, and so it creates this sort of natural mastermind group, and also this accountability system. So you have people who are out there struggling and succeeding, and can inspire you and guide you, and you can inspire and guide them. So that's really cool. So if you click on this link, you can apply to do this training, this Entre Blueprint training. It's the best training I found. It really just gives you a good overview of all the options available right now, and it'll help you understand if it's a good idea for you to do it, and if so, which the best option is for you. And to me, that's the best thing. It's like, if you're thinking about it, then you should do the training just to figure out if you think it's right for you. And then if you think it's right for you, you can figure out which model is right for you. And yeah, just get in there and take some action. So thank you so much for watching. Again, if you could subscribe and click the bell icon, and we'll talk soon. Take care.